So if you're a WhatsApp user, a new government proposal to police the net could be the cause for some worry. Vishnu Shom joining us for more on that. Vishnu, what's this proposal all about?
Well, it's the government's draft encryption policy, and basically what it means is that the government wants the keys to get a look at how you are using the internet. Now, here's how it's all going to work. Let's quickly run through those points. The net may be confidential, but the government actually wants the key. How exactly does the government get this key? Let's quickly scroll on to the next couple of points and keep them changing. Well, the government plans new rules for WhatsApp, for example. How exactly is the government intending to do that? Well, we'll give you those details in the next little while. The government's new plan, is it actually worse than net neutrality row? Well, what was the net neutrality row? Net neutrality was the belief of the government that there would be an equal and even playing field for anybody that uses the net. The government says it was equal in terms of how it uses the net and how it believed that the net was absolutely essential for its digital India plans. But now if this draft encryption policy actually becomes reality, then what about net neutrality? Would that be also possibly affected? How else does this draft encryption policy potentially affect how you and I use the internet? The government wants keys to almost all net encryption. Now, this is absolutely key. A lot of applications out there, for example, WhatsApp, have their codes encrypted. The government cannot access that. But the government believes that in the name of national security, it should have the right to know what you and I exchange on WhatsApp. So, it's a new proposal that is coming up now. Is this actually a counter, as I mentioned, to the big governmental digital India push? That's the big question. Let's bring in a few more details of how this might actually work. Vendors of encryption apps could have to register with the Indian government first. So it's not enough for you to come into India with your app. You have to register it with the government first, and you may be required to actually ensure that the encryption built into the apps is shared with the government, so that the government might be able to actually know what exactly, how exactly it works. For example, there could be a new demand, quite besides the encryption point, for you and me to not delete our WhatsApp messages for a period of 90 days. So for 90 days, whatever messages you have will remain on your smartphone. This is so that the government has the option to actually ensure that there are no illegalities being carried out, that illegal messages aren't being transferred, that perhaps national security issues can be probed into. Why? Because you may be legally bound to ensure that those messages remain on your WhatsApp. So new encryption rules, what will they address? And this is what we've been talking about, concerns of national security.